I've not done one of these Ricky Stokes I'm Calling You Out podcasts lately, but I read a Facebook comment from Mark Blankenship, who's the current mayor in Ozark, Alabama, and I felt like I needed to do it. Blankenship, this goes back to when he got rid of the police chief, and somewhere in this mess, I have the dates, July 20th, 2021, when he got rid of Marlis Walker. First off, I want to say Blankenship and the whole city council of Ozark, Alabama, not one time have y'all ever said thank you, Marlis Walker, for solving these cold cases that he solved, and there's been convictions of the cold cases. 2 girls from Dothan that were brutally murdered in Ozark, Alabama, that nobody solved, and when Marlis Walker took over as chief of police, he solved those murders. And with the help of the district attorney and his assistant district attorney, which happens to be Blankenship's daughter, that the other one got solved. But they never had all Blankenship did was stick his foot up Marlis's rear. He didn't thank him. No appreciation for what he did. Well, he got rid of Marlis Walker on some bull crap on July the 20th, 2021 at about 8 p.m. Then on Wednesday, July 21, 2021, because I had the pictures and it was at 9 o'clock a.m., he holds a press conference parading Charles Ward around that he is now the police chief or interim police chief in Ozark, Alabama. And I told Blankenship, you can't do what you just did to Marlis. And then he found out Ricky Stokes wasn't as stupid as he thought, and he knew what he was talking about, so they had to rehire Marlis and then work out a separation agreement. But he wants to say that Charles Ward contacted him, Charles Ward did all this, Charles Ward this or that. First off, I'm just going to be frank with you. Y'all can call it however you want. What Mark Blankenship knew is he got rid of a black police chief. So he had to get a black person to take his place. So he got Charles Ward, who had just retired from Aaliyah as colonel of Aaliyah, to take over chief. I'm not saying this racially. I'm just saying it factually. He couldn't get rid of Marlis without putting somebody the same color back in his place to take his place. But he got rid of Marlis and didn't tell the council the truth. He didn't know what he was doing because half the time he doesn't. But he also makes a statement in here that he was trying to micromanage or something, and Mark Blankenship says that's wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. When he was county commission chairman in Dale County, the elected sheriff of Dale County, who was Wally Olson, that we all loved Wally Olson, everybody, I thought the world of Wally Olson and his memory. In fact, I have developed one of his sayings, one day at a time, kind of as my saying around here. But he drove Wally Olson crazy. He tried to micromanage. He tried to make them park all their vehicles at the county jail and not drive the vehicles home. He drove them up the wall until finally the members of the Dale County Commission had to say, hey, let me tell you something there, Mr. Chairman. Shut up. We're zapping some of your power, and you can no longer drive Wally Olson crazy. So you saying you don't micromanage? You were doing that to elected officials, people that you had no authority over. And Charles Ward is appointed as the police chief, so you got authority over Charles. So you want me to believe that you had micromanaged? I say bah humbug, hogwash. You are not telling the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, I like Mark because there's no way y'all think I dislike people. I don't care for some people. I don't hate. There's nobody that I hate, including Ricky Harry. I just think he's dumb as ever. But Mark, you are trying to portray yourself as some individual. You're talking about this lawsuit that Charles Ward breached an email which caused the lawsuit. Nah, Mark, you caused the lawsuit because you got the warrants on Fontenot and he was found not guilty in court. You're the reason they got the lawsuit, not Charles Ward, not some email, because of your ego and, in my opinion, your narcissistic attitude on everything. Because I've been around you, and I had to get involved when you were Dale County Commission Chairman who's driving the Sheriff's Department crazy. Because there's one thing I'm going to stand up for is law enforcement, and they're doing their job. And Wally Olson and the men and women of the Dale County Sheriff's Office was doing their job, and you were constantly interfering them and being a pain in their butt. Then you get mayor, and you try to get in the commission race for the new Dale County Commission Chairman. And you stuck your nose in it till finally the voters went, bah, and cut it off. You only won mayor 4 years ago by, what, 100 votes? Or less? Somewhere around 100 votes. So you jump in Charles. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny that you ran and got rid of Marlos and come parading in with Charles. And I like Charles Ward, okay? But you come parading in with Charles, and now he's running against you for mayor for your job. Because you realize the people needs a choice, and you're not the choice because you're a pain in the butt with people that's trying to do their job. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I had been involved in this with Blankenship when he was commission chairman, and I'm calling his hand on this letter and what he's saying about Charles, and also not only Mark, but the entire Ozark City Council owes Marlos Walker an apology and an award because he solved some murder cases that had been laying there for years, including 2 teenage girls from Dothan, Alabama. He solved it. Not you, Blankenship. All you did was put your foot up his butt and get rid of it. And that man solved those cases. And then you trying to make all this stuff with Charles, you're a micromanager, and again, in my opinion, you're a narcissist. Have a good day. It's Ricky Stokes. I'm calling you out.